Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to game number 3 of TSLHyuN versus AcerBly. If you have not checked out game number 1 and game number 2, sorry, game number 3 is a little bit of a spoiler alert since this is a best of 3 series. I know I kind of already say that in the other games, but go ahead and check those out before you check out this game, before you see who is going to be the ultimate victor. And let's go ahead and introduce these players. Spawning up here in the top left-hand corner of Ohana, we have the red Zerg player. He is currently tied in this best of 3 series, 1 for 1. Let's see if he can take this game as the Korean player representing Team TSL. His name is Hyun. And his opponent, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Ohana as the orange Zerg player, representing Foreign Hope Everywhere as the Ukrainian Zerg. He is also representing Team Acer. Let's see if he, who is also tied 1-1 in this best of 3 series, can take this game and take the series. His name is Bly. Now, we do see both these players basically doing mirror matchups at this point in time. We're going to have to see whether or not, looks like both these players are actually going to be going for that hatchery first, as we see they are saving up that money, sending out those drones. It's definitely going to be very identical builds. It looks like TSLHyuN getting that hatchery down just a little bit sooner. That obviously means that as soon as AcerBly scouts it off and sees that his hatchery is delayed by maybe a second or two, that he's just instantly going to be GGing. I mean, what's the point in playing the rest of it out? I mean, Idra would GG, right? No, I'm just kidding, Idra. But still, going to be very interesting to see how these players decide to play it out. Well, we do see a little bit of variance now going down. We see that TSLHyuN throwing down that extractor first, followed by the spawning pool. Meanwhile, AcerBly going for that gas, or sorry, that spawning pool, then the gas geyser. So, you know, it's not going to make a huge difference, I don't think. It is going to allow Hyun to get out that Zergling speed just a little bit sooner. So we might have a cute little engagement where Hyun's Zergling speed picks up in the middle of the engagement, allows him to either chase down or run away from his opponent's Zerglings. But other than that, I don't think it'll cause too much of a difference in these builds. Just kind of a little bit of rearranging from the two. Now we do see that these overlords are kind of moving out across the map, but while this game is kind of just starting to pick up its speed, let's go ahead and talk about game number 1, game number 2. So in game number 1, we did actually end up seeing TSLHyuN take that game just because AcerBly went for that 10 pool and actually tried to do that aggression. Fell a little bit behind. I think just that kind of spiraled up, allowed TSLHyuN to get up those banelings a little bit sooner. Those banelings kind of allowed him to take his third a little bit sooner. That being able to take that third a little bit sooner allowed him to do some nice little aggression, and while he teched up to roaches. And then finally the key mistake from Bly was moving out with the Zerglings across the map, and basically ended up getting the roaches caught into his main. Hyun's roaches moved straight into AcerBly's main, and those Zerglings that were completely out of position got killed instantly by some banelings that were very nicely positioned by Hyun. But with a comeback in game number 2, AcerBly able to take the game on Belshare Beach with just a very nice play. Ended up getting that Mutalisk count up. Basically able to take that third, slowly just starting to inch ahead in that economy, slowly starting to inch ahead in that worker kill count, and basically once he was finally able to halt that aggression that was continuously pouring out from Hyun, despite the fact that Hyun was able to get up those Hydras, able to get up those Spore Claws, able to get up those Infestors, regardless, without the Pathogenic Glands, but still, you know, AcerBly was able to just secure that advantage and able to finally push ahead with that huge lead after he managed to dwindle Hyun's economy down to just 26 drones. And now we are in game number 3. We're going to see both these players have played very different styles in both of these games. We're going to have to see how they decide to play in this game. We do see an evolution chamber going down to AcerBly, getting ready to throw down oh my god, actually some Zerglings, enemy Zerglings from Hyun, doing a little bit of aggression, but there are a couple of banelings morphing in. They're definitely going to be able to clean up this aggression if Hyun decides to stick around. Looks like, no, he does not decide to. Let's go ahead and see. Looks like no workers really killed, only 2 units lost, so just a little bit of Zergling on Zergling action. As well, those queens mixed in. So a nice little scout off, I suppose, from Hyun, getting a nice idea of exactly what Bly's unit composition was like. We'll end up seeing what exactly ends up deciding to do now. We do see the Spine Crawler and another Evolution Chamber going down. A little bit of a wall off kind of coming down. I really like this play. He can continue to wall this off and do kind of that clean wall off that he ended up doing in the last game. Ooh, actually, very difficult to tell since orange and red, very similar colors. But we do see some Banelings coming in there. We're going to go, wow! Some really nice hits off from Bly. Actually able to take out quite a few of those Banelings that were morphing in from Hyun. But we'll end up seeing whether or not it really decides or really pays off. We do see pretty similar drone counts, pretty similar Baneling counts, pretty similar everything counts actually. But you do have to realize that even though those drone counts are pretty similar, actually, I can't tell. I think that's 38, now 39. So yeah, the drone count's pretty much evening up. Even though Hyun is getting another round of drones in, we're going to have to see how these players decide to play this out now. We do see that the missile attacks is going down for Hyun. Meanwhile, AcerBly has not really made too much use of this Evolution Chamber. Is starting to get that melee attacks, but no carapace upgrade with the second Evolution Chamber. And would like to see him start utilizing that after he starts getting the gas for it. But speaking of gas, we do see that some of that gas geysers that he did actually end up throwing down the third and fourth just starting to mine. And he is going to be using that gas to go ahead and get that layer tech up, which we actually already see finished for TSLHyuN. So we're going to have to see what he decides to use that layer tech on. We do see an infestation pit going down right over here. So infestation pit going to be favoring that same style of kind of like tech from the last game, although he did end up going for that Hydralisk Den first, just as a reaction to those Mutalisks. We're going to end up seeing how TSLHyuN decides to use this Infester's very, very nice decision as it's very versatile, I have to say, as it allows you to deal with that kind of a roach-on-roach army aggression, because those fungal growths on those roaches are very useful. Fungal growths on Mutalisks, fabulous, freaking amazing. And also, they are definitely not too shabby against those Hydralisks, especially since those Hydralisks are kind of like glass cannons. So if you can get some good fungal growths down on those clumped up Hydralisks, you can definitely do a lot of damage and kind of start taking out the DPS from afar. And yeah, we'll end up seeing how AcerBly decides to respond. He does now actually have his third already up, as well as Hyun also has his third up. So we're going to end up seeing what kind of tech AcerBly decides to go for. He does have that lair pit. He does actually have his own infestation pit finishing up. So that does mean we're going to be seeing some infestor aggression, or I guess army aggression. But you have to remember, AcerBly does not really have any roaches out, does not even have a roach warren done. Meanwhile, we do see that Hyun has a pretty large number of roaches actually moving their way across the map. So we're going to have to wait and see, is AcerBly going to be prepared for this aggression? We do see quite a few Spine Crawlers are already coming up. Wow, that's actually an insane amount of Spine Crawlers. So it looks like he very much knows about this aggression that's coming out. We're going to see, it looks like the Infestors are definitely not going to be popping out in time, but now the Roaches are coming out. We do see a large number of Zerglings already out, but these Spine Crawlers are just not going to be enough. The Zerglings are going to need to come out. The Zerglings getting a nice surround on those Roaches, and a couple of Banelings also coming in, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough. These Roaches are pretty low in health, but still, all of the Zerglings get cleaned up by AcerBly, or by TSLHyuN. All of the Zerglings of AcerBly are cleaned up as of right now, and just a couple of them left, and now these Roaches are getting a fabulous position against these Zerglings. Now, these Infestors are going to be popping out with those Pathogen Glands. It's going to be able to do some nice damage, but now the drones are going down. And wow, we're going to see this drone count plummet, and this natural expansion definitely going to be losing all of its mining capabilities, and a couple of those Spine Crawlers moving into the natural. I'm not sure if they're going to burrow in time, as that Evolution Chamber is going to go down with that +1 or maybe +2 weapons or melee attacks researching, and now we see additional Roaches are reinforcing. I'm not sure if AcerBly is going to be hold off against this aggression. The TSL Korean player Hyun is looking to be in a great position to take this game. The Infestor's kind of popping out, throwing down a one fungal growth. He does have one more, throws down a second one, but only really netting 4 of those Roaches in that fungal growth. And now TSLHyuN taking an 80 supply lead. So lucky with a queen positioning. Oh man, I think he's talking about that very early aggression. But you know, that is going to spell the end and the GG for AcerBly. He's going to have to GG out of this game as TSLHyuN taking the best of 3 series. 2-1. Very well played by both of these players. But in the end, TSLHyuN be able to overtake his opponent with that big roach aggression. So very well played. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you did, please go ahead and subscribe. That's youtube.com/FearDragon64. Where you are at right now, you can also go ahead and submit your replays that you want casted to FearDragon64@gmail.com. You can also go ahead and subscribe and follow me on Twitter and Twitch. That's twitter.com/FearDragon64, twitch.tv/FearDragon64. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. See you guys next time, guys.